It's your boy Angelo Savage, man. Subscribe.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky responded guardedly on Sunday to a proposal from Russian President Vladimir Putin of rapid, direct talks aimed at ending the war. Putin made his proposal in a televised statement from the Kremlin on Saturday, more than 3 years after he sent Russian forces to invade the smaller neighbor. U.S. President Donald Trump, who says he wants to be remembered as a peacemaker, called Putin's proposal, quote, a potentially great day for Russia and Ukraine. Trump broke from his predecessor, Joe Biden, in dropping a demand for an immediate Russian withdrawal from Ukraine, and instead pressed both sides to agree to a temporary ceasefire.
I want a
With
ceasefire
guarantees.
because you'll get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
Zelensky and other Western allies resisted this, saying a pause in fighting would allow Russia to redeploy forces for further attacks. But they relented in the face of U.S. pressure and accepted the idea of a temporary truce. The Ukrainian leader said it was, quote, a positive sign that the Russians have finally begun to consider ending the war, but that, quote, the very first step in truly ending the war is a ceasefire. He said, quote, we expect Russia to confirm a ceasefire, full, lasting, and reliable, starting tomorrow, May 12th, and Ukraine is ready to meet.
It will focus.
Hey, so if I can interpret this in the simplest way possible, y'all telling me that the boy Putin said he want to meet in person. Nothing on the table, pretty much. We're going to meet how we going to meet. This is what it is. We're going to talk in person in this country on Thursday. Simple as that. You see, I like the way that's gangster. You hear what I'm saying? Now that's gangster. It's Putin we talking about. It's a Russian we talking about here. The Russian way to do it. Over some vodka, perhaps. You know what I'm saying? They probably both Russian all the time. But you know what I'm saying? Like, man, sit down. Let's talk straight up. You know, people are dying. We're not trying to be emotional. See, with men, that's why you want men as leaders sometimes, because they're not going to be too emotional when it comes to certain things like this. They're going to get straight down to the nitty gritty. Now, Zelensky in this aspect was acting a little emotional with this. So the first thing that should have been in your mind is to meet with the leader. Somehow talk to the leader. I know they have people like middlemen that represent this country and they represent that country and they talk. And then they report back to the presidents. Nah, they should do what like Trump is doing. I need to talk to you face to face. Nobody's going to hurt you. No one's going to harm you. But this is what's going to happen. I assume that we should have a talk, probably behind the doors, you know, whatever. And we should talk about how we can solve this because you got something I want. We've been fighting for it for the last 3 years. And it's time for this to come to an ending. Now, we never know what's possible, man. Because it seems like they said that Russia, they was playing around with the ceasefire and then they started attacking again. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. So until shit is like hand shooken, backed up, I don't think this going to have a ceasefire. But as of now, I think if Zelensky meets with Putin, which is really like little brother meeting big brother, for real, we can come to an understanding. But I think Russia already know, man, we can tap that ass anytime we want to, bro. That's how, pause. That's just the type of power we got here. Just let y'all know. We taking what we already took. You can keep the rest. That's what it is, man. U.S. makes a deal for Ghana in the deal. They make the minerals deal, which we should have. We should always get a part of what happened because of how much money we've already put into Ukraine. I think the minerals deal is great because it takes China out the picture, or at least it lessens China out the picture because we need those rare earth minerals. You know what I'm saying? For them batteries and stuff that we don't have naturally. So we make a deal with them. That's our little land. We keep them in peace. Zelensky's looking for permanent peace, but no one can guarantee permanent peace. Definitely when the president is only there for 3-4 years left, and there's no permanent peace. So it's only we can cease fire now, we can end the war now, and maybe in the future we fight about something different. But as of now, the war of this is done. That means we regroup, get more money, upscale your army, repopulate, get your economy high. So when the next thing happens, if you get into conflict with another person, you can either defend yourself a little bit more than the U.S. has been defending you this far. Plus, you have more of a bargaining chips because you have more of what we want. Plus, you're utilizing your land properly, kind of like the U.S. a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we're gonna see what's gonna happen here. I think everybody's kind of come to the table. I think they had enough. Now, I don't know if it's because they just had their parade. Russia just had the World War II Victory Day parade, and Mr. China president was there too. So maybe they had a discussion there. Most likely they had a discussion like, what we gonna do about these two people? They're a problem. Ukraine's a problem. U.S. is a problem. What should we do? So in my mind, I just want to play devil's advocate. Maybe China's president and Russia's president, when they met up for the Victory Day parade, I think they discussed maybe, hey man, I think we should, they probably already has shit in the work, but they're like, all right, we're gonna come to an agreement. We both have common enemies and they're working together against us. Little brother, big brother, or two big brothers, China and Russia is working against big brother and little brother, Russia and Ukraine. I mean, U.S. and Ukraine. So maybe that's what's going on. I thought it was probably the Pope, first American Pope. They'd be like, man, we got to respect Americans. They the Pope type shit. I don't know. I was just thinking out the box. Then I'm thinking like, man, okay, maybe they had enough. Maybe it's time for peace. Sometimes you just got to fight constantly, even though it's not going nowhere. It's like, okay, we got to do this because that's how it's always been done, like the art of war. So y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments section, man. This is a very sticky conversation. I think at the end of the day, it even this video states that Donald Trump garnered the deal, kind of like pushing forward for it, and that's what Donald Trump does when he wants to talk to Putin. Hey, I need to talk to him on the phone, straight up. We're gonna talk. We're gonna edit this out. So we can just get to the solution immediately. Like, why waste so much time fighting just to get to a solution? Hey, I need a solution now. Either we gonna keep fighting or we out. So what you want us to do? You want us to keep fighting or you want us to get out of here? If we're gonna keep fighting, well, let's stop playing. If you don't want no deal, then it's just time to fight until we come to one. Until then, like men. Stop being around the bush. That's why, like, I'm gonna be honest, Trump is probably the best president for our country right now. If this Kamala Harris right now, bro, I guarantee you, she would have just been feeding more and more money into Ukraine. Never wanted to talk to Putin. Putin wants respect. He has none. He don't care about the war. He don't care about killing soldiers. He don't care about killing Ukrainians. Because at the end of the day, they're winning more property. Russia's winning more property from Ukraine anyway. So yes, soldiers are dying, but Russia can prolong this war more than Ukraine. So we would have just been feeding into it if Kamala Harris the president. Honestly, that's what I think. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all tell me that in the comments section though, because I know you will. Maybe if Kamala Harris was the president, none of this would be happening right now. Of course, the trade war wouldn't happen, but we would be getting finessed from trillions of dollars every year too. So, or billions of dollars. So in the aspect, we just want fairness at the end of the day, and everybody's gonna have to come in fairness. So y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments section. It's your boy Angelo Savage. I'm gonna keep you updated on all the new news that's busting out here right now. I guarantee you, I'm spreading the news way before the big content creators on there, like Anton Dance. I'm beating them to it. PBD podcast, I'm beating them to it. I'm studying the greats and I'm doing better. You know what I'm saying? Y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy Angelo Savage. Peace.